More on Premier Lee's visit to South America and expectations for his trip. Let's turn to Juan Carlos Hidalgo. He's the policy analyst on Latin America at the CATO Institute, a think tank here in Washington, D.C. Welcome to the program, Juan Carlos.
Good evening.
This is Premier Lee's first official visit to Latin America. Why is it considered so important?
Well, China is here to stay when it comes to Latin America. China's importance to the region has grown tremendously in the last decade. It has become the third largest trading partner of the region after the United States and the European Union. In some cases, it's the most important trading partner to some countries like Brazil, the first stop of the Prime Minister. So now we are experiencing a reconfiguration in the relationship between Latin America and China. For the last decade, Latin America has been more interested in exporting raw materials to China. And now that the price of commodities has come down, and now that the Chinese economy is experiencing a restructuring, moving from an economy focused on investment and trying to move towards an economy focused on consumption. Now this relationship needs to change. In the last year, trade between Latin America and China grew only by 0.8%, which shows that something new needs to be added to the mix. So I think that this is important. He's going to Brazil first, which is by far Latin America's largest economy, but it's an economy that is entering into a recession. Then he's heading to the three countries of the Pacific Rim, Chile, Peru, and Colombia, which are countries that are growing pretty well, are very open economies, and that whose relationship with China is growing in importance too.
So let's start with Brazil. Are there initiatives on the table that the two sides are going to discuss? What can China do for Brazil?
Infrastructure. Brazil is going through a very delicate moment right now. Its economy, again, is going into recession. It has a huge corruption scandal. It's involving major construction companies.
Some of them, aging infrastructure as well.
And an aging infrastructure. Some infrastructure challenges regarding the Rio Olympic Games in 2016. So some of these construction companies, important construction companies, are actually filing for bankruptcy because of the corruption scandal. So it's going to be interesting if maybe China can seize the opportunity. China can seize the opportunity by offering not only loans and not only investment, but also expertise and trying to promote its own companies in order to build this much needed infrastructure in that country.
Juan Carlos, what can you tell us about this two oceans coast-to-coast railway? Of course, the goal is to make it easier for cargo to move across South America and also provide a faster link to China here.
I'm deeply skeptical of this. I mean,
tell me why you're skeptical.
If you look at the terrain, we're talking about one of the toughest terrains in the world. You're not only talking about the largest forest, the largest jungle in the world, which is the Amazon.
But this is a serious proposal on the table, isn't it?
I know, and then you're talking about like a huge mountain ring like is the Andes. I mean, building a train in those conditions, not even a road, is extremely difficult. I mean, I know that this is
ambitious.
This is ambitious, and this is perhaps the most talk about the point of the agenda of the Prime Minister's visit to Latin America. I'm highly dubious it can ever be achieved.
Wow. Well, I wanted to end on a positive note. Tell us about, very quickly, Colombia, Chile, and Peru. What is the biggest focal point here?
Trade, investment. I mean, there is a lot of investment, Chinese investment regarding to mining and in China and Peru and Chile. And
both sides have to gain here, or have a lot to gain.
Exactly, and these countries offer, I mean, they are the most open economies in Latin America, at least Peru and Chile. They are the most open to trade. And these are the countries that offer the most guarantees to foreign investment, whether it's Chinese or anywhere else. It's interesting that he's going to the most trade-oriented economies, open economies in Latin America, instead of going to those that are deemed like socialist, you know, like Venezuela, Ecuador, or Bolivia.